Hi everyone, I just wanted to touch base with all my subscribers and anyone else that's watching this. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube doing anything with my channel. I've been really busy because I published my book back in January this year, and I'm busy getting the launch happening, which is going to be in June, on June the 9th. There will be another video either already on my channel or I'll be uploading it soon regarding the book launch. So if anyone's interested to get a copy of my book or wants to know where to go to have a look at it, source a preview of it or anything like that, I'll leave links in the description below, but also there will be another video about the book. But that's the reason why I haven't really been doing much else on my channel for a while. I haven't been doing any music or any vlogs or anything like that. The launch has been, and the book marketing and promoting has been taking up a lot of my time, as well as just general things in life, and my little granddaughter, who will be 1 very shortly. I can't believe where that year's gone. Anyway, so yeah, just wanted to say hi to everyone. I know I'm busy with the book at the moment, but I was wanting to put it out there for some time in the foreseeable future, a possible Flat Earth meetup here somewhere near where I live. So anywhere from, say, Redcliffe all the way up through to the Sunshine Coast. I know Santos Bonacci lives up on the Sunshine Coast, and I have been in contact with him on and off over the last couple of years or so, but I know he's very busy. But Santos, if you're out there and you see this video and you're having a meetup, let me know. I'd really like to connect. But also I'm just putting it out to anyone else out there that might happen to live in the area and are a flat earther or interested in flat earth and other truth concepts. If they would really like to get in touch with me, you just leave a comment in this video and I can get in touch with you regarding that. I also wanted to just talk briefly about how to deal with naysayers. I've noticed that there's been a lot of people coming to Flat Earth recently. I've been looking at it now for the best part of 2 years, and I'm pretty much convinced that we're not living on a spinning globe. There's no observable curvature, there's no observable movement, rotation, things like that. I mean, I've done some of my own experiments. Logic tells me so, that we're not living on a spinning ball hurtling through space. And also all you've got to do is look at NASA fraudery and other things like that to know that there's a huge lie that's been fed to humanity for a very long time. But for people that are coming into it that are new, there's been a lot of comments I've seen recently about how to deal with family and friends. I've lost a few friends. I know people say, well, they can't be friends if they switch off to you because of these sorts of things, but and yeah, they are right to a point, but I've even had family that have just sort of not really wanted to have much to do with me since I've started to become more vocal about my truther movement subjects and things like that, particularly the Flat Earth and other things such as pharmaceutical companies peddling drugs and vaccines for profitable gains rather than real health issues and things like that. It does push buttons, and again, now that I've become vegan, there's also more buttons being pushed because a lot of my most of my family and friends, or pretty much all of them I think, are still meat eaters. A lot of them accept me for who I am and my beliefs and sort of don't bat an eyelid, but I have had a little bit of pushback here and there with people, and it does push buttons. And I've seen a lot of new people coming to the Flat Earth particularly that are having trouble with that. So my advice is just to stand in your own truth and try not to let other people's opinions affect the way you see the world, and still question everything. Whether you talk about it openly to people or not is your choice. I have tended to hold back a little bit because, I've been busy with other things in life anyway, as I said, with my book, but also because I don't need any excess negativity in my life, and I figure that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And even with the leading a horse to water, can you really lead a horse to water voluntarily if they're not thirsty? So if people just aren't ready for it, They aren't ready for it. And it doesn't matter what you say or how you package it, they're still not going to get it. So rather than have arguments and animosity and things like that, sometimes it might be best not to say anything, or just to leave a few little breadcrumbs, and hopefully, you know, they might pick up a little bit and start doing their own research. But yeah, I've sort of got to the point where I still put stuff out there now and again on my Facebook and things like that, and I might say things openly out to people, but I'm not so in their face about it, because it really does just often get people running the opposite direction. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I just wanted to, while I have had a little bit of downtime here and there when I'm not busy with the book and other things, I've been looking into a few other channels recently. Derek Brose of The Conscious Resistance. I know recently he has decided to close down his Facebook, but I think he still does have his website, The Conscious Resistance, and I think there is still stuff on YouTube. So he is a really good one to follow. He is an activist, and he really takes it down to grassroots level and to getting out there and teaching people how to become self-sufficient in their own communities and what to do to break free of the slave system and the matrix, and to really disconnect from that whole way that we've been living for so many years, which is totally wrong. We need to get back to nature. We need to start learning how to grow our own food. We need to network with our own local communities, and he really talks a lot about how to go about doing those things. Also, two of my favourites who I've been following for a long time are Mike Williams, the Sage of Quay Radio Hour, and Mark Devlin. Mark has a couple of books out now, Musical Truths 1 and Musical Truths 2. I've got to say I don't have them yet because I've been so busy with my book, and but I do have them on my shopping list, so I'm definitely going to be getting them, Mark, if you're listening to this. But yeah, really good content on both those channels that I really enjoy, on lots of different subjects. And a couple that I just stumbled across recently, well actually no, going back a little ways, I came across Tony Sayer, who, although I don't think he's openly a flat earther, he very much has a lot of truth about the way we perceive reality, or the way the mainstream propaganda machine push reality is not really how it really is. So he's got a book out called Transcending Times. So if you can find him on YouTube, Tony Sayer. Again, I'm going to get a copy of his book as well, and I find a lot of his content is really pertinent to how things are at the moment and what we're going through, particularly with all the negative energy that seems to be so abundant, more and more so with the pushback with mainstream media and all the incidents that seem to be happening on mainstream media that people think are real, and they actually, a lot of the times, fabrications or stage shows, shall I say. I've got to be very careful how I word this because I don't want to be shut down. But Tony Sayer, Transcending Times. But more recently, and along very similar lines as to some of the negative energies and what it actually is, I came across just this last week Sherry Sweeney and Dr. Jerry Marzinski, I think it is. I'll leave their names in the description box. They also touch on how a lot of our thoughts aren't our own. I don't know about you, but I often battle with that inner voice, and it's often like there's two or even more sometimes voices in my head. Not that I'm schizophrenic, but and this is where Jerry Marzinski goes into. He's actually a psychologist and has dealt with a lot of people and done a lot of studies with people that are clinically psychotic and have schizophrenia, and he's come to the conclusion through his research and study that is not actually chemical imbalance in the brain, but it can be from outside influences, unseen to the human eye, but definitely outside influences. And I know that I have dealt with my demons. You can use inverted commas, quotes around that term if you like, or you can actually say it as to what it is. Some call them jinn, demons, entities, otherworldly or interdimensional energies, but there is definitely other things out there that can affect our thoughts, whether we choose to believe that or not. So yeah, a lot of their work deals with that and ways to combat that so that we can stop that happening and get back on track with what we're meant to be doing and how we're meant to be raising our consciousness. Finally, I would like to say a big shout out to Hangnail, Christian Rydell, who is become a very dear friend of mine, even though I've never met him, but he's the creator of the soundtrack to a video of a book video that will be coming out shortly of my book that I'll be using it as a marketing tool. And I'm also hoping that he's going to be able to do a soundtrack for me for future projects that we're doing surrounding the book. So without giving too much away, but yeah, I really want to say thank you to Christian. He's got a great channel. Check it out, Hangnail. He has got a lot of content on there. He's got a lot of original music, and he can pretty much play anything that anyone throws at him. He's pretty much a human jukebox. So very, very talented multi-instrumentalist, and he often sells himself short. But Christian, you are absolutely a genius, and I really, really love and appreciate your music and what you do and your insights and your humour and everything you put out to the world. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So I just wanted to touch base. Again, anyone in my area, anywhere from, you know, say North Brisbane suburbs out to Redcliffe, all the way up the Sunshine Coast and the hinterland. If you're a flat earther and you would like to have a meetup at some stage, please get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me just by dropping a comment in this video, and then I can sort out getting you some details so that we can connect and maybe organise a meetup. All right, love you all, and thank you to all my subscribers. Take care and stay flat. Ciao.